You must always tell the demon of masculinity the truth. You must use the word.
If you want to crown them, then crown their ass.
You in your mid-30s, unmarried, no children.
People don't even want to engage with black women because that attitude is very rough.
Green, I'm so tired of being alone. I'm so tired on my own.
They turn their head to the side and act like they don't smell it.
Let's go. Let's just jump into it, man.
And his mum was like, there's something not right there. You need to get checked. I think you might have endometriosis. Obviously, she deals with gynae issues a lot, being a midwife and all that sort of stuff. And she works alongside the endometriosis surgeon. She said, I think it sounds like you might have endometriosis. So I've moved house at this point, so I'm out of Birmingham. I've now moved into a new area. I call my doctors. I mean, my doctors in Birmingham were atrocious, guys. They just did not care. They were terrible. So anyway, so one thing I wanted to point out as well with my doctors in Birmingham, I kept going to them about my bladder problems whilst on my period, and it's so mortifying. They kept saying, well, go and get an STI check, come in and we'll STI check you. And I'm like, at this point, I was single for like 5 years. I was not sexually active. Like, I was saying to them, it is not an STI. I'm only getting this on my period. It is excruciating. And then it goes once my period goes. And they didn't care. So I call up my new GP and I'm like, please can I get referred to the endometriosis clinic because I think I might have it. Straight away, they just went, yeah, without question, which was brilliant. My new doctors are a lot better. Anyway, I go in for an ultrasound scan and I'm kind of feeling that at this point, maybe I'm just being dramatic. Maybe I just have really bad periods. So what? Deal with it. And literally, guys, I went in there. She did not. The doctor that was dealing with me at the time was maybe not the most great with words. So she was okay, but she just was very, I don't know, she freaked me out a bit. So she literally said to me, it's a mess in there. That was her words. And I went, wow. So she did an external scan and she was like, oh, we're gonna have to do an internal one. So I'm like, okay. Wasn't expecting that. So anyway, they do an internal and an external scan. And she said, so you've got an irregular womb shape, which I think I know my mom has one. So that's not too much of a concern, I don't think.
Pay attention, guys. Irregular womb shape. Irregular womb shape. I know you've never heard anything like this.
So she did an external scan and she was like, oh, we're going to have to do an internal one. So I'm like, okay. Wasn't expecting that. So anyway, they do an internal and an external scan. And she said, so you've got an irregular...
DSO, let's cook, baby. Class is in session. Glad you're here, player.
I'm only getting this on my period. It is excruciating. And then it goes once my period goes. And they didn't care. So I call up my new GP and I'm like, please can I get referred to the endometriosis clinic because I think I might have it. Straight away, they just went, yeah, without question, which was brilliant. My new doctors are a lot better. Anyway, I go in for an ultrasound scan and I'm kind of feeling that at this point, maybe I'm just being dramatic. Maybe I just have really bad periods. So what? Deal with it. And literally, guys, I went in there. She did not... The doctor that was dealing with me at the time was maybe not the most great with words. So she was okay, but she just was very, I don't know, she freaked me out a bit. So she literally said to me, it's a mess in there. That was her words. And I went, wow. So she did an external scan and she was like, oh, we're gonna have to do an internal one. So I'm like, okay. Wasn't expecting that. So anyway, they do an internal and an external scan. And she said, so you've got an irregular womb shape, which I think I know my mom has one. So that's not too much of a concern, I don't.
Irregular womb shape. Irregular womb shape.
Womb shape, which I think I know my mom has one, so that's not too much of a concern, I don't think. She said you've got cysts everywhere. You've got cysts absolutely everywhere.
You have cysts everywhere. You have irregular womb shape and you have cysts all in your womb.
Much of a concern, I don't think. She said you've got cysts everywhere. You've got cysts absolutely everywhere. She was like, you've also got an abnormal cyst on your left ovary, which needs to be checked. So that flagged up to me.
A lot of people say, yo, Prince, why you always doing the black women? Why you always doing the black women? I said, oh, you think my class is limited to black women? That's just who I care about. But it goes all around.
Then she said you've got what it looks like is endometriosis along your bladder wall, potentially maybe in your bladder or whatever, and on your bowels. So I was like, oh.
And on your bowels. So a lot of times I tell you guys about constipation dealing with women, and guys always laugh at me. But it's serious. A lot of intestinal, just a lot of stuff.
Potentially maybe in your bladder or whatever, and on your bowels. So I was like, oh, maybe this explains the bowel and the bladder problems. Maybe I don't have IBS. Maybe this is the problem. The doctor, she literally said to me, do you have any children? And I said, no. And she said, are you ever planning on having children? I said, yeah, of course, yeah. She goes, well, my advice is to have them sooner rather than later. And I was like,
there you have it. When we tell women you will hit the wall, we're not talking about your looks. We're talking about a biological clock. No, this ain't got nothing to do with having the baby. There's things that can happen to you as a woman that can prevent you. So I understand that you can wear nice makeup and you can have nice hair and all of this other stuff and then live your liberal life. But you're running around saying, I don't want to have this man's child. I don't want to have this man's child. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. And you thought you could just play like that forever just because you look good. Sorry.
She literally said to me, do you have any children? And I said, no. And she said, are you ever planning on having children? And I said, yeah, of course, yeah. She goes, well, my advice is to have them sooner rather than later. And I was like, excuse me, like, I don't know, like, I felt like I just couldn't question it. And I was like, right, okay, that's like a hard pill to swallow. Do you know what I mean? I was like, wow. And then I got referred to my endometriosis surgeon, who is the specialist in the West Midlands area. And he basically called me and he was like, yeah, this is stage 4 severe endometriosis. We need to keep doing some further checks and then we can discuss the options. Surgery for me is what I would advise. This is what he said. And I always knew if I had it, I was going to have surgery because the pain I'm in is ridiculous. From then, I've just been non-stop in and out of hospital. I've had
From then, I've been in and out of non-stop hospitals. If you met this woman, you wouldn't think that that would be your life as a man. Her going in and out of hospitals. She didn't do anything wrong. It's kind of like she was blessed with a small eggplant. Shit happens, man.
MRIs, more ultrasound scans. I just feel like I am played with everywhere. Like, it's horrible. I had a cystoscopy the other day, which is where they put camera up your urine hole. Oh my God. It is just horrible. Like, I just feel mentally and physically drained. So at the moment, there's just so many more checks that they're doing on me that.
All right, guys, I got something else for you. That was just to get started. Just want to get your mind right real quick. And then I wanted to show you this stuff here about kind of like
have progressed. did you ever have symptoms of endometriosis, or it was just coincidental that they coincided?
No, I had a lot of endometriosis symptoms.
Dolomite, what's good? I'm pushing the boundaries, man. You know, my gladiator is in and out. I mean, I got to get this workout. I got to keep my rhythm going. But also, people were telling me that all I talk about is black women. So I'm bringing you some white ones.
They probably they did start when I was in 8th grade in high school. It kind of was, just really bad period cramps is kind of what.
This ain't about black or white. This is about us. We know some pussy.
Grade in high school.
Same thing the black women say. About 8th grade.
No, I had a lot of endometriosis symptoms. They probably they did start when I was in 8th grade in high school. It kind of was, just really bad period cramps is kind of what we, chopped it up to. As I started going through high school, the symptoms kind of progressed. I'd be out, hanging out with my friends, or I'd be at an event, or, I'd even be on set filming for something. And all of a sudden I'd have these, really, really sharp pains. And it would happen even when I wasn't on my period. And I think that's kind of when we knew something was up. But yeah.
Well, that's also something to mention about endo, is that there's this misconception that endo is only bad cramps or when you only have your period. Yeah, it can be pretty much any time of month.
Right. Yeah, no, I think that was kind of, I think honestly that was a big thing for me. And the more I talk to people, the more I have really bad period cramps, and and I'm not one to diagnose anybody, but at the same time, I'm like, okay, if they're, pulling you out of school or pulling you out of work, I think at that point it's appropriate to go and see your OBGYN.
That's why I always tell y'all, if you don't want to use the Pussycat Facts report, I also give you tools. If you're just sitting around somebody and they like, oh, my stomach hurt, and saying little small things that they know that you wouldn't know about, that's when your antennas start to go up. Your stomach hurt? Like, what, you ate something wrong or something like that? She like, no. You like, well, what you think is going on? She like, I don't know. See what I'm saying? So let's go.
And say, hey, I think there's something really wrong here, because I tell everybody, your body more than anyone else does. So if you think there's something wrong, there's probably something wrong.
For you, what was like the telltale sign that something wasn't right, that this wasn't just like an uncomfortable period every month?
What kind of, I guess was my, I don't want to say breaking point. I'll say breaking point for lack of a better term, but kind of the thing that told me, okay, I'm really done here, is I ended up in the ER one time. And they had given me a lot of pain medication, probably to the point where somebody my size should have definitely not been awake. I shouldn't have still been crying, but I was. And they just could not get the pain to stop. So at that point, I went down to see a doctor in Boston. And when they had done, I guess, an internal ultrasound, they had seen a growth on my ovary. So they wanted to make sure it wasn't cancerous. It scared them a little bit. So I guess that they went in to go and remove that. And while they were in there, they saw that there was endometrial tissue that had actually wrapped up the size of it had wrapped my small intestine into a ball the size of a golf ball.
See, I never really go into this stuff too much because I keep it on the regular fibroids and stuff like that. And I keep the surface level endo because we started talking about the intestines and stuff like that. And I always want you guys to love some pussy. You have to have, you got to love pussy in order to understand this stuff. Or you get to say, well, hey, this woman knows all this about herself and she's still trying to trap a man with her pussy. That will give you the right sort of mentality to deal with this. You like, oh, really? So your pussy got all this going on? Oh, and you still fucking that man knowing you fucked up. And anyway, Dolomite, what's good? So you got hit with the white whataboutism deflection tactic to keep you from telling the truth. I'm glad. That's my nigga right there. You don't like white pussy like that. You mostly gladiator box, my guy. I know.
So they had to remove that along with the endometrial tissue. But somehow, I guess the intestine had resolved. My mom knows more because I was younger, so I don't remember the whole thing, but I guess it had kind of resolved its.
Now she don't remember the whole thing about her own pussy. Brothers, these women will lie to you like it ain't no tomorrow.
That along with the endometrial tissue. But somehow, I guess the intestine had resolved. My mom knows more because I was younger, so I don't remember the whole thing, but I guess it had kind of resolved itself, which is why it didn't create a blockage. But there was just kind of this like small ball of intestine like hanging around, I guess. But yeah.
And we always hammer that home that endo is so much more than just the reproductive organs.
Right.
Pelvic, it can affect the intestines. I mean, we see things on social media about people going through having to wear bags because they've had part of their intestine removed, and sometimes it's temporary bags and other times it's a bag for life.
Right.
So, I think all of our goals is to educate so that doctors don't miss these signs and symptoms of something more serious going on. So for you, when was it apparent that you wanted to do something to give back to the community? Because I'm sure you felt at times people just didn't get it. They didn't understand what you had.
Hold on, man, because the point of this is about making love. Hold on. Hold on.
But I was going to ask you, just like how mentally do you cope knowing that you had like an endometriosis reprieve and now you're having the symptoms again?
That's a really good question. I am still figuring it out, if I'm being completely honest. I find myself sometimes getting really overwhelmed and stressed out about it. I guess
what I teach you, Dolomite, what I teach you, overwhelmed, stressed out, depression.
Good question. I am still figuring it out, if I'm being completely honest. I find myself sometimes getting really overwhelmed and stressed out about it. I guess for me, working out helps a lot.
What do we know, class? Class, what do we know, class? They start getting on the health journey, working out. This woman don't need to work out, but it's just a health journey for being double crossed.
Honestly, sometimes it helps with the pain. Sometimes it just kind of helps to reroute the thinking, whatever. I treat myself really well. I give myself, my, mental health nights or my self-care nights or whatever. I think like those are the types of things that help me. But it's really frustrating. There's no getting around that. That's for sure.
It's really frustrating. There's no getting around that. I'll give it a pass because you're modern men zen, and the white woman is the other side of the modern feminist coin. No, right. Thank you, brother. The cat facts is universal. It's not about black box. We are the box investigators. There's no box that could get around us where we don't know. We can identify with you. We can talk to you. We can cope with you. We can do it all.
For sure.
Yeah. What advice would you give to someone who might be going through something similar, where they might be feeling like totally dejected and their body's failing them because of endo?
What I teach you, you'll never see a gladiator feeling totally dejected off of anything in life. We talking about baby deletion. We're talking about none of that matters. But when that box double crossed them, all hell.
My self-care nights or that's for sure.
Yeah. What advice would you give to someone who might be going through something similar, where they might be feeling like totally dejected and their body's failing them because of endo?
You're not alone. That's number one. I think that's a really big one, because I think sometimes, when you're not able to go out with friends or have to cancel plans because of it, that can be super isolating.
Mm-hmm.
So that's number one. I guess my biggest piece of advice is to not put too much pressure on yourself. Speaking from experience, I guess just endometriosis attacks for me they've always been really embarrassing. So whenever I have, my mom or my boyfriend or whoever tell me like, no, that's not embarrassing. Like it's, it's normal. You don't have control over it. Like we're here. I think, it's just accepting and understanding that it's normal and that this is, this is your body.
What was the key word? What was the key word? The boyfriend. Now all these bitches are burning with bad cat facts. Brother, we already knew that. Everybody's burning with bad cat facts reports. We know. The problem is the men don't know. It's not us, man. We're in the know. See, the reason why we do this is to assure that everybody that's talking red pill, manosphere, and everything else, they are the Old Testament. They are speaking from the old game. They know nothing about the pure mentality of a woman. What makes a woman sad? What makes a woman feminine? What makes a woman realize that the boyfriend is her most important person? What are the topics that she can talk about that will really, truly help a man understand who she is and what she goes through?
And also just doing anything that can make yourself comfortable when you are going through the endo attacks and stuff like that. That's my biggest thing, is like, I just have to make sure I'm comfortable. And as soon as I can get myself comfortable, the better I am.
You mentioned about your boyfriend.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You mentioned about your boyfriend. Most important person in the journey is who I speak up for. It's the reason why I do this, because I'm I'm the only one that's telling y'all on the internet who knows what men really go through. Matter of fact, I got to do this before my gladiator come. I want to show y'all. I didn't want to do this because I want to make a whole show out of this. But let me show y'all something really, really quick. We are the New Testament. We are the #1 game spitters on here. And let me show you why. Now, this is Old Testament. Still the Bible. It's still the Bible, but Old Testament.
I done thought about it before I came up here. I say the same shit. Raw know me. I really haven't changed that much. I don't look at it as we have to fight each other to be with each other. The mystery is, can I trust you? Your boy said it. Where's DJ at? Is he still up here?
He's down there. Yeah.
He said it early on in the beginning of the live when y'all was talking about that video. And he said, when women see other women surrounding a guy, that is true. Oh, okay. He may be safe. Oh, okay. He cool. We also have to discern just like y'all. And that's why I'm asking, because I think what it is, and somebody said that to me earlier, and I was like, okay, I want to do a live about this. You just said, and you solidified it for me, Mr. True, that the definitions of the words that we are using as men and women, we may have them crossed. We may have different understandings of it. And I don't think there's anything wrong with laying it out on the table and going, okay, this is what I believe this is. Okay, well, you believe that. Now let's figure it out. I guess that's the thing, but that's not what we do. We want to continue to tell people, well, yeah, people cheat, people gonna lie. You know, women ain't this and men ain't that. Got it. But what about the positive? Nobody believes in love anymore. Romance, intimacy, that is safety.
Now, the reason why I played this is because I just want you to hear the Old Testament. The Old Testament, the Old Testament is women talking to men and making points at men, trying to assume that they mean better for the community, trying to assume that what they're dealing with is the truth. See? We're going to do a show on this right here, but let me get this for you real quick.
Because the way you just reacted. I'm not talking about me.
Well, then you're wrong.
What I was saying, so that you can understand it.
Sure.
Is women wanted to play the I'm going to sleep with whoever I want game.
Yes.
No, you realize it doesn't serve you.
Yes,
now,
it does in some
things. Now that you realize it doesn't serve you, and
I don't realize that.
And you realize men can play, I'm speaking in general.
Oh, okay.
That y'all realize it doesn't serve you, and men can play that game better than you. Now you don't want to play no more. But you started that game.
I never started a game, and I don't play anything with anybody.
Yeah, man.
He's not talking about.
I understand. I don't need y'all to explain. Stop taking my emotion as I'm this fragile bird. I know who Angry Man is. I heard exactly what he said, and he's gonna say the same thing. The same thing he's been saying for 4 years. So what?
Let's not act like touching this particular.
Hey, bro, I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna let you have that. But Mr. DJ, thank you.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. We know.
But you know what?
You know.
But you know what? What?
Go do what you
He's
go
saying
do.
you're running. He's saying that you're scared. You know.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Because he ain't gonna just say that to me. He gonna play games. But I'm the one gaslighting you with my face. He is too much. Angry man been trying to peg me in a fucking hole since I met the man. He's not, like I said, I come up here, I tell the truth. There is nothing that I'm hiding from anybody. But
That's a lie. The women are always hiding something from somebody. But this is Old Testament. This is the Old Testament. We done went past all this, y'all. Fuck all this. Like that's bullshit. Okay? But we're going to talk about that some other time. I just wanted to let you know. See, they'll come up there and have bravado. But what I show you is the true woman. And this is the true woman here.
I just have to make sure I'm comfortable. And as soon as I can get myself comfortable, the better I am.
You mentioned about your boyfriend. And I think that when you're dating and have endo, how do you even begin that conversation? Maybe somebody's in your shoes right now and they're just dating someone. For you, what was that first conversation like?
That's what we're talking about. Playing. Sometimes I get joy out of this stuff. And I love when people talk about the men. See, because as much as we do this and we see the women, no, there's somebody on the other side of that, and I hate to say it this way, that's enjoying your pussy, while when that person is enjoying your pussy, you're in discomfort. It's a total, you're playing this man for a fucking fool. But you also need to praise that man. But let's go.
Conversation. Maybe somebody's in your shoes right now and they're just dating someone. For you, what was that first conversation like?
Honestly, I think he kind of, my boyfriend now, he kind of knew that I had endo because I at that point, once we started dating, I was so I'm a big advocate for it. I posted on my Instagram, stuff like that. However, I do think that him understanding completely what that meant wasn't 100% there. So when it kind of got to a point where we began being intimate with each other, I had to make it, I had to tell him, make him understand, listen, there are going to be times where I'm going to need to stop. There are going to be times where I'm going to have to go a week or two without being intimate because
what I teach you, brothers, what did I teach you? What I teach you? What did I teach you, man? I teach you that men settle. Men settle. Men settle for bad box all the time. I teach you this every day. How is a man not considered a saint, a caring man? How? She can't do it. She's in discomfort. She's this, she's that. But she won't say, yo, brother, I think you're a great man. Go be with somebody else that could give you everything you need. You should be able to knock any pussy down when you're ready. You should have a healthy pussy. But anyway, let's go.
And being intimate with each other, I had to make it, I had to tell him, make him understand, listen, there are going to be times where I'm going to need to stop. There are going to be times where I'm going to have to go a week or two without being intimate because it's really painful. Mm-hmm. And I'm not, my body does not work that way where it's ready for that at all times. And I think being really honest about that with somebody, if they don't get that, if they make you feel guilty about that, if they don't understand that, it's not the person for you.
What did I teach you? What did I teach you? If you can't understand that she got a small eggplant, pause. It's the equivalent. Because they're not understanding to you with your small eggplant. See that? Trying to teach you something, man. If you're not willing to deal with somebody who cannot make love to you, who will bleed on you more than 2 times a month, who will be in discomfort when you're making love, you're having a great time. She's like, I wish you would hurry up and stop. Not saying it to you, but in the mindset. And the only reason that the true love is there is because she can be honest with you, have the conversation with you. You be that saint of a man that you are. You be understanding. You say, look, I think you're more, and you show me every day that you're more than a piece of pussy. So whenever you feel it, we can do it. You know, that's a good man.
And I think being really honest about that with somebody, if they don't get that, if they make you feel guilty about that, if they don't understand that, it's not the person for you,
Right.
because it's something that, you know, unfortunately we have to deal with for the rest of our lives. And if you want to be in our life for the rest of our life, you're going to have to deal with it.
Yeah.
Because for me, if being intimate is not comfortable, then I should not feel like I have to do that. And I've been in positions before where people did not understand that, and that I think is where the embarrassment and shame came for me. And I just want all girls to like never have to experience that, because it's really not fair.
Really not fair. What's not fair? That you get a miniature size eggplant, or the man has to deal with that and cater to your ass because he tried to think that, you know, when he met you, everything was wholesome. He likes to pound to the ground. But you don't hear me, though. Hey, Plain, they don't hear me, man. Platt, they don't hear me, Platt. And to add on how much of an asshole she is, she could just blow him and hand job him constantly. Constantly. But you know that's not the case. That's why we added it on. That's why I have a whole team of box investigators. They even help me add on the sinister ism. It's hurtful, right? That's why I often say, black man, sometimes it's a positive that you don't give a damn about the black woman, because you wouldn't know about all the sinister behavior that we know about. This is what you get for caring.
No, that's a terrible feeling.
Yeah.
And I've been on dates where people will Google me before, and because I've been very, open about my endodiagnosis, the questions I get asked are just so, just do a little bit of research if you're going to have a kind of line of questioning that feels like an interrogation, but it's like, is endo an STD?
And now she don't want to answer questions. But what if you had a miniature eggplant? What if you had something wrong or leaning or hanging off your eggplant? What if you was nutting blood? You understand? They would want to ask you questions as well, but you ask them questions, it's a problem. Y'all niggas don't hear me though.
Endodiagnosis, the questions I get asked are just so, just do a little bit of research if you're going to have a kind of line of questioning that feels like an interrogation, but it's like, is endo an STD? Could you give it?
Right. Oh my gosh, that's the number one question.
What I teach y'all over here, I need some classes in session. What do I teach you? Is endo or any of the things we talk about a STD? So they're laughing at men that ask that question. And I always tell y'all, they laugh at you because you don't know shit. See that? Even though you mean well, but that's personal. It's their box. So they definitely want to keep you in the loop. Outside the loop on that. You understand? So they laugh at you. Is it an STD? Class, what do I teach you? I always teach you what it is not. Okay? I always teach you what it is not. And that's why they know they can run circles around you niggas, because it's not something that they can transfer to you niggas. So it's hidden. You have to know.
Oh, just do a little bit of research if you're going to have a kind of line of questioning that feels like an interrogation, but it's like, is endo an STD? Could you give it?
Right. Oh my gosh, that's the number one question.
Yo, bitch, I always tell my niggas it's not an STD. Watch your fucking mouth. I got to watch out. My gladiator coming back from her mom's house. Watch your mouth, bitch.
Feels like an interrogation, but it's like, is endo an STD? Could you give it?
Right. Oh my gosh, that's the number one question. Yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah, okay. We're on we're all on our soapboxes about an STD. Like, no,
right.
This is a chronic inflammatory illness that affects our daily lives, many of us.
Right.
And reproductive system and bowel system and intestines and more, bitch. See how they'll try to keep you in the dark?
Chronic inflammatory illness that affects our daily lives, many of us.
Right.
And that was hard. That's hard. And I think you're right about a partner, because we always talk about loved ones supporting us, but partnering, significant others, it can really be a hurdle in a relationship. So
What I tell y'all, it can really be hard on a relationship when you lie at first. And then later on, you tell him you have all these problems. And he was like, oh, but I just thought that I could just pound town. I didn't know. Instead of, because, it's not something that they'll be honest about. So the guy is like, you're throwing this on me now. You knew all along. And if he ever went into the real story of it, of how it happened to her since she was 15, then it'll be a whole nother story. They have to find a way. Well, they better hope that our information gets out, because they're not going to just tell you this stuff. They rather fuck you first and you have love for them, then they tell you.
Hard. That's hard. And I think you're right about a partner, because we always talk about loved ones supporting us, but partnering, significant others, it can really be a hurdle in a relationship. So to find someone who is really compassionate and empathetic and understanding, and I think that goes back to having emotional intelligence.
For sure.
Really make all
Emotional intelligence, King. So everybody over here has emotional intelligence. She said it herself. We all know what she's talking about better than she does. So we can all safely say we are emotionally intelligent by her standards.
So to find someone who is really compassionate and empathetic, and
damn, you got to be all that as a man to deal with your badass box. Do you do that when a brother got a miniature eggplant? No, you don't.
But partnering, significant others, it can really be a hurdle in a relationship. So to find someone who is really compassionate and empathetic.
Make your money, be successful, be compassionate, empathetic, be willing to deal with an autistic baby.
And understanding. And I think that goes back to having emotional intelligence.
For sure.
Really make all the difference for helping somebody that has the disease, because it's your body. So
ma'am, are you taking any questions? I mean, it's been a question that's burning me. And because I cover a lot of this stuff, and it's a question. You seem like a nice woman. Do you give a damn about a man like this when he has problems? You just don't. It's unruly and sinister for you. It's unbelievable that you have no care for a man, and the only thing that he gives a damn about by your measure, you still want to hide and play with him, and he needs to care about it. Don't you realize there's other people that don't have this condition? Yeah, but I look better than them. All right.
Standing. And I think that goes back to having emotional intelligence.
For sure.
Can really make all the difference for helping somebody that has the disease, because it's your body. So you have to have intimate trust with that other person, and they need to understand that. And if they don't, I always say, see ya.
Exactly. I'm like, kick him to the curb, girl.
Yep. See you later. So for your, because you've done so much advocacy work, what is your biggest?
All right, let's move on. I wanted to show y'all about how they treat the men or whatever. They want you to deal with some wild conditions, King. That's all I'm saying.
My name is Stacy, and a fun fact about me is I like animals.
Girls. Yeah, it's just too much. How you feel about that?
That's fine. I was chilling.
What's your natural color? Is it woman? I look for girls ready to have a good time. Ready to hold me down. Not necessarily find.
Hold on, man. We seen this big tall one before. We seen this before, man. So they ain't get nobody new, or the tall one didn't get anybody new. They dismiss men having sprinkles on ice cream. Oh man, come on.
Woman. I like
up your hairstyle. Same thing.
Fact.
5'3".
No. Okay. All right.
5 deuce.
All right. Let's move back. Let's move back. Where are my balloons? Okay. So she popped her balloon. Okay. Can you introduce yourself and why you popped your balloon?
My name is Stacy, and it's nothing against you. You just conversate with other females for too long.
I'm a little flirty. That's what it is. My bad. I was waiting for you. That's what it was. So she's your type? Yeah. Like her hair is like a natural color. Like, You know what I'm saying? I mean, I can see a little lights running there, but I with it though. You know what I'm saying? It's cool. You know what I'm saying? So let's go. It's cool. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. All right. Is he your type?
No, not at all.
No, okay.
But it's okay.
Okay.
All right. Let's move down. All right. So
Hold on, man.
Unless kids don't perfect combo. Yeah.
Hold on.
You know what I'm saying? All right, I got it.
Okay. All right. All right. Welcome me. All right. You go ahead. Hold the microphone and y'all can have your dialogue.
All right. I'm sorry, my mind's tired because it was running through my mind this whole time I was up here standing up here. You know what I'm saying? So if your feet's tired, I'd like to give you a nice foot massage. You know, when we leave here, get you a dinner, smoke a little blunt or something, chill. You know what I'm saying? What you do for a living?
I don't smoke weed.
Okay. Okay, cut that out. Kids don't do drugs. Too good.
Okay.
What do you do for a living though?
I'm an actress, model, and a real estate agent.
Dang, so you can get all dang. See, you got the perfect combo. You can be at Hollywood Hills and all that. You know what I'm saying? Where you see yourself in like 5 years from now?
I see myself owning property and building my own barn on my own farm one day.
Oh, okay, you a country girl? Okay, that's what's up.
Okay.
Well, yeah. Like I say, I mean, we didn't get our match today, but it was good getting to know you a little more, still. So
Same to you.
good luck on your journey.
Okay.
All the ladies, you know what I'm saying?
All right. So based on that combo, would you pick up your balloon and give him another shot?
No.
No.
Respectfully.
Respectfully, okay.
All right. Let's come back down.
At least he gave the dude another shot, man.
And 1,000.
My name is Mo.
All right, Mo. How old are you and what's your occupation?
I'm 31 and I'm a jeweler.
All right. All right. Okay. So what are you looking for today?
I'm looking for somebody nice, cool, could compliment me.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Do you have any deal breakers at all?
Somebody who probably complain too much.
Okay. All right. Let's go down and figure out why they pop their balloons. All right.
Yeah.
We can start from here. Hello. What's your name, age, occupation, and why you pop your balloon?
My name is Daisy Lee Brad. I'm 31. I'm a learning ambassador at Amazon. I popped my balloon because you said you don't like women that complain too much, and I don't know what that means in a sense. You didn't detail that enough, and I don't have time to figure out why.
Okay. Would you like to clarify that?
No, I'm good.
Okay. All right. Let's move on. All right. Can you also introduce yourself, name, age, occupation, and why you popped your balloon?
My name is Sade Lee, and I'm a quality engineer, recording artist, published model. And I popped my balloon because I was feeling the fit, but then I looked at your shoes. And I was like, dang, he could have got some fresh ones to go with the fit. So I was like, damn.
Okay. How do you feel about that?
There you have it. I teach you about the inside. They shame you for the outside. This is a healthy man. Pause. I teach you about the inside. They still shame your black ass for the outside. Whether you got a job or anything, man. And hey, that's her right.
I mean, that's cool.
It's cool. Okay. All right. Let's move on. All right. Can you introduce yourself and why you popped your balloon?
Hi, my name is Sekira. I'm a multifaceted woman, and he's just too old.
Okay. What's the age group that you're looking for or the limit?
27, 28 is the oldest.
Okay.
Be a little uncle.
Oh, he's an uncle. Okay. All right. Let's move on. All right. Same thing. Can you introduce yourself and why you popped your balloon?
Hey, how you doing? I'm Blanco Monroe. I popped my balloon. I just don't really think that the fanny pack, it goes together. It goes together.
Protecting you.
By all means, protect yourself. But I don't like the fit, really.
Okay. You don't like the fit?
No, I don't. The accessories with the fit.
Okay.
That man said, I got protection in my bag. She's worried about the look. Or is she? We're talking about looks and fits. Ma'am. We're talking about looks and fits.
It goes together.
All right. Let's move on. All right. Same thing. Can you introduce yourself and why you popped your balloon?
Hey, how you doing? I'm Blanco Monroe. I popped my balloon. I just don't really think that the fanny pack, it goes together. It goes.
Now this right here, this is a problem. I would say this is a problem. Like, all jokes aside, and I'm serious right now. She's not supposed to be able to talk to a man like this. He might as well be Donald Trump to her. She's not supposed to be able to speak to somebody who is in shape, more fit than her, gives a damn. No. How is that possible? Someone who don't give a damn is telling somebody who is, clearly more healthy. That's what you blacks let happen. This is what you blacks let happen.
All right. Let's move on. All right, same thing. Can you introduce yourself and why you popped your balloon?
Hey, how you doing? I'm Blanco Monroe. I pop my balloon. I just don't really think that the fanny pack it goes together. It goes together.
Protecting you.
By all means, protect yourself. But I don't like the fit really.
Okay, you don't like the fit.
No, I don't. The accessories with the fit.
Okay. All right, let's calm down. Let's calm down. All right, so we had one pop. Who popped her balloon right here? Okay. All right, can you introduce yourself and why you popped your balloon?
I'm Lola, and I was cool at first, but I didn't pay attention to the bag, and I'm more of a wallet type. I don't do the man bags. I don't care what's in it. I like wallets.
Yeah. That's cool about that.
Oh, that's cool. Everybody got their, you know, their feelings.
Other than that, though, you decent. Other than that,
Appreciate it.
Okay. All right, let's come back down. Let's calm down.
Well, I think she needs, especially with him being a little taller or whatever, she should take her chance with all taller men. But she's worried about a bag. She should take her shot with all taller men and hope that the tall man likes her, because taller men don't like no tall ass bitch.
All right. Again, we still have one balloon on, so it seems like
best looking one in the whole group.
Oh, okay.
What?
It seems like
best looking one in the whole group.
That's a plane. This guy. This is a player. A plane. This guy's a player.
Again, we still have one balloon on, so it seems like
best looking one in the whole group.
Oh,
that's a player. Always remember, guys. Always remember, outdo or always exaggerate the complimentary behavior to the one, as well as downplay the others all at the same time. So you throw these emotions up in the air, as well as stand up and profess your love and affection for the one.
Still have one balloon on, so it seems like
best looking one in the whole group.
Oh, okay. She's your type. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Wow. Now that's messed up. You can't even do right by these skanks.
Okay. All right. Let's figure out why she popped. All right.
I know why she popped.
Okay. Can you introduce?
Man, disrespect.
I'm not disrespecting nobody. I'm just saying my preference. No, it's cool though. Shit.
Okay.
There you have it, black man. Everything that I talk about, man. That's why I always say you're better off being complimentary first towards the woman. She'll show you. I'm not built for that. I'm not built for somebody loving on me. They're not built for it. But I say always go for it, because if they're going to play with you, you might as well play as well. Have some fun, player. Fuck all that. Anytime you show love, they will show you. Nah, back up with all that. She don't realize that's what we want to do anyway. I'd rather just chill. But it's on you that it don't happen, though. That we just chilling. You're void of love, non-romantic, unless you're ready. And most men want to wait till you're ready. But you want to play like, oh, you don't touch on me, you don't do nothing. No. I tried to do all that.
Okay, so you saw that as a disrespect when she said that you were the best looking one here?
Not because I think they're all beautiful. That's not true at all, actually.
Good. Yeah, you can go ahead and speak in the microphone. What'd you say?
No, I said that was just my preference. Out of everybody in the group.
It was good up until there. I don't like that.
Okay. All right, let's come down. Let's come back down. All right. I mean, unfortunately, they all popped their balloon. How you feeling right now, though? How you feeling?
Feel good. It's my first little pop the balloon quest. So, the side quest I did.
Okay.
Yeah, it was nice.
Okay. I mean, they were all basically coming for your outfit. How you feel? You feel like you put it all together?
I mean, to be honest, I was working today. As far as the shoes, I probably could have.
I like your outfit, I like your outfit. The only thing I had to say about you was, the whole telling a girl, what was it, complaining too much, it's some things about what you say, and how you say it.
Okay. All right. Before you leave here, are there any last remarks?
No.
Okay, no last remarks. All right. Thank you very much for coming, and have a great one. All right. Have a great one. All right. All right, ladies. Let's welcome our next single man.
Oh,
here's some like this. All right, who do we have here?
Immature.
All right, what's your age and occupation?
35. I'm an emerging actor, content creator, musician.
All right, so what are 3 qualities that you look for in your woman?
Intelligent, definitely a must. Classy. And
I don't know if we can make it through this, man. This is tough. We'll try. I mean, it's tough on me, man. You know, I'm sitting there. I know who these women are. I mean, I know that they don't want anybody. Shit is wild. You've never seen a set of people who's looking for perfection with their imperfect ass. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. No, I ain't talking about your body. No, all of y'all bodies are the shit. I'm talking about the way you carry it. The way you carry it is horrible. But it's all good. You know? At least I got the Knicks. I got the Knicks on.
And respectful.
Okay. All right. Currently, right now, are you looking for something serious? Not so serious? Exactly where are you at right now?
Looking for something serious.
Okay. All right. Hey, almost all of them got their balloon on. There's only 2 that pop. Let's figure out why they popped. All right. Let's walk down. Walk down.
Just trees. Tall as hell.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Anybody know this?
yeah. I mean, granted. Yeah. Granted. But I would I wouldn't pop your balloon.
Yeah.
Well,
okay. All right. Let's come back down. All right. We have one more pop here. Can you introduce yourself and why you popped your balloon?
Yes, my name is Sade Lee, and I popped it because I just noticed your shoes.
Okay.
I like the fit, but I felt like you could have had a little bit more dressier shoes.
Appreciate it. I got some Stacey Adams in the car, but I just chose to wear these.
I like Stacey's, yeah.
Okay. All right. Come back down. Okay. So we still have.
So, based on his shoes is the reason why she popped. Come on, black man. I mean, could you base on your shoes why you gonna give me some box? It's not so easy, but you'll disqualify me that easy. It's fucked up, man. I could be a great man. It don't matter. My shoes. But my shoes won't get me no pussy though, right?
I have 2 balloons on, so these 2 ladies are very much interested in you. This is an opportunity to figure out if you're also interested in them, all right?
Okay.
So, you can go ahead and present one question. That one question, we're going to get an answer from both of them. And based on their answers, you can go ahead and pop one balloon off and leave one on for us, all right?
Gotcha.
Okay.
So my question is, how many kids do you have?
None.
Yeah.
None.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, one. I have a dog.
Okay. So she have a dog. Okay.
Okay. Okay. 2 nephews, 2 nieces. They are my kids.
Okay.
And everybody kids in the neighborhood. I'm TT Daisy.
Okay. All right. One more question. Relationship based for us, all right?
All right. Relationship based. What do you value most in a relationship?
Okay.
Time.
Yeah.
Time is the one thing you can't get back. So if I can't get your time, what we doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
Communication. You said one?
Yeah.
Well, it's really communication, loyalty, but communication is my biggest.
And can you expand on that for us, please?
I mean, who do y'all think you're gonna pick?
I just feel like without communication, then your relationship won't go anywhere. So that's important in a relationship. So.
Okay. All right. All right. So here's a pin. You can go ahead and pop one balloon and leave one on for me. All right.
Yes, I got you. So I'll pop this one.
Okay. And why did you pop her balloon?
Because I just, I like them short. I like them shorter, So it's everything she said, I respect it. And, I had to pop one balloon. So if I could have kept 2, I would have kept 2.
Oh, why would you say that? Why would you say that?
I respect it. And, I had to pop one balloon. So if I could have kept 2, I would have kept 2.
Okay. All right. Okay. So we have one balloon on. Can you please come beside me? All right, ladies, let's make some noise for them. Make some noise for them. Make some noise for them. All right. Let's see if this is a match.
Well, they don't look bad. They don't look bad together.
Let's see if it is a match. They're cute, right?
Right. They look good together.
Cute. They're cute. Okay. All right. So do you have any last minute questions for him?
Do you have kids?
I have one. She's 8.
Okay. All right. Do you have any questions for her?
No.
No. All right. Is this a match?
If she says it is, yes.
Okay. Is this a match? Yeah. Okay. We have a match. You can go ahead and take your queen away. All right. All right. Over a balloon. All right. Y'all have a great one.
Not bad, man. Not bad. I'm with that. What time? All right, we up on the hour, man. Maybe I'll come back. Y'all know I'm doing the Diddy stuff. Yo, put me on when you at work. I'm covering the Diddy trial. Today I ran out of steam. First time I ever did something like that, man. I'm reading all of the transcripts or whatever as it happens. You know, it was crazy today. They said, yo, the shit was wild. This nigga Diddy is a freak. They said, yo, you was hiring male escorts from places like Hulkamania, Cowboys and Angels and all this wild shit. I was like, Diddy, no. So I'm covering all this Diddy shit. It's like a read. So if you at work and you want to hear what's going on with the Diddy, I'm gonna well, maybe not tomorrow. Tomorrow I may go out. See, I can't even keep going. I can't even keep that shit up consistently. Damn. But I'm gonna try. I might go. So the trial is from 9 to 5 or 9 to 4. So maybe I'll start my bidding. Yeah, like I did today, about 11 or 12. But I might do stuff before that though. But the Diddy stuff, that you know, you got to read the shit out. But it was crazy, man. You start to read this Diddy stuff, and they're just trying to like embarrass the man. You know, he got his mother sitting in the damn courtroom. They like Diddy got all this gay shit going and all this. This shit was wild. Shit was crazy, man. This Diddy shit is crazy, man. Because all this gay shit, man. We told him, just come out, say you gay. We told him. Now they're using his love for watching gay and watching freaky sex stuff. They're using that as a tool to try to get him out of a racketeering charge. Stupid. He should have just said he's gay. Anyway, maybe I'll come back with another show because we didn't do the I need to catch y'all up to speed with the immigration, not the mayor, with ICE out here picking people up. So maybe I'll come back and do that. All right, let me reset.